Hello, guys. Good afternoon, and hope everyone is doing great. Okay, so this in today we are bringing you another session on the object-oriented programming. So the last time we dealt with one concept, which is inheritance, right? So today we are going to be looking at polymorphism. So let's get into it. So polymorphism. What does it mean by polymorphism? So, in programming, it simply means the ability of an object to behave in multiple forms. So, in other words, we could say that when it is related to functions, we could say that the ability of a function to have multiple instances. So, let's see what that means. What that means is you could have one function which would perform like numerous tasks at the same time, or let's say one function that can do something in one particular instance and something else in another instance. So let's look at that when we write code. So let's explain this with code. So let's get into it. We're going to be using the IntelliJ idea. So first of all, let me create um, a file, a Java class file. Let me name it polymorphism. Okay. Okay, great. So we have a function called polymorphism. I'm just going to be having the main method as well in it. Okay, so I have the main method here. I'll be writing one function. Let me see what kind of function should I even write. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'll call the function join. So public void public. Okay, let me call the function sum. So public um, void sum. So this is the function sum. I'll copy this again and paste it again. So I'm going to have this to have um, some input. So int a comma int b. So this is the same function sum, but you could see that I'm giving the second one an input. Let me change this as well. So let's say I give this only one input. I give these two inputs. Now let's define the logic of this particular function. So for the first one, I want it to just do some simple things. So let me print out something for this. Let's say I have default numbers. So let me see. Okay, I have some default numbers. Let's say that's the sum of 4 plus 5, and that should give me 9, right? For this particular one, I'm going to print out first of all, let me declare an integer that will take the value. So results will be stored into this, and this will be simply a plus a plus a plus a plus a plus a, so 5 times, and then I'm going to pass it to be printed. Then for this one, I'm simply going to do a summation between two variables. So I'm simply going to be saying that the result should be stored as in as the sum of a and b. So the result is the sum of a and b. So that will be result. And please don't make this silly mistake I'm making here. Anytime you write statements in Java, make sure you end them with semicolons. Okay, so I think that is good. Now let's try and create an instance of this class polymorphism. So to create an instance of it, you just write the name of the class polymorphism, then the name of the instance object you want to create. So let's say I call it obj is equal to polymorphism, and then I add that particular. Okay, so make sure you add the new keyword, new polymorphism. That shows that you are creating a new object out of the particular class function. Now I would want to call this function, the methods on this function, this particular object. So we have, as you can see, we have three objects: the sum with int a, the sum with int a and b. So it's still the same sum, but you could see that it is existing in multiple forms. This is where polymorphism comes in. Okay, this is where polymorphism comes in. Then the next one, let me call the next function. I'm going to pass in an integer, let's say 12. So you could see how IntelliJ is simply making you know that you are passing in an integer for the int a that you created. So IntelliJ is really very nice when you want to write code in Java. So let me give this like 10 and 20. So we could see how IntelliJ did this. It assigned 10 to A and 20 to what? B. So when I run this, you should know what will happen. The first case should print 9. The second case should print 12 times 5. And I think 12 times 5 should give you 60, right? Yeah, it should give you 60 if I'm right with that calculation. I think my math is very bad, but I believe that should be 60. Yeah. Then for the third sum, it takes in two values and adds them together. 10 plus 20 should obviously be 30. So let's see how that goes by running this. Oof. Let's wait. Let's wait for our code. It's still loading. A little more patient. Great, is getting finished up. Wow, we got something, right? So just look at what happened. We just had one same function, and we're just changing the inputs, right? We're just changing the kind of inputs that go to the same function, and that is what polymorphism excels in. Like you could have the same function sum, but can do something different depending on the situation, right? So that you don't have to rewrite a different sum function. But when it comes to procedural programming, we all have done C programming. If you've not done it, please kindly go and look at that, because it's a prerequisite for this course. So if you've done C programming, you should know that you can't create two functions with the same name, even if they have different inputs. But when it comes to object-oriented programming, we can do that. We have the ability to do that. And it helps to simplify code, right? It helps to simplify code. It helps to make things easier for us, to help us make things understandable for us. So that is it for this lesson. Thank you for watching. So let me just end this with the presentation. So that is it. Bye for today, and make sure you subscribe to this account. Make sure you click on the like button, you comment, you subscribe, like just to make sure that this particular YouTube account succeeds. Thank you all. Bye.